credit from the Exim Bank that I understand started from the former president, Donald Ramotar. When he was there, he started negotiating this. But then in 2015,
the PPPC government demitted office. And the
current opposition, the APNUAFC, they took office. And when we looked at the project document with the engineers, we saw the cost of the project move somewhere from the vicinity of 50 million US at that time to 208 million US. So we started to investigate what were the reasons for that. And obviously it was a change of the scope of the project. And the project was left in limbo, stuck somewhere in the middle and kicked into the green field and left there.
With the invigorative and the pushy kind of leadership that the country has just elected in 2020, led by President Irfan Ali, we started to work. And we rechecked the entire bill of quantity for this project and the levels of which the road was going to rise. Right now, the road from the ground level to the current level that you will drive on later is 8 feet. 8 feet. I think that's a little taller than I am. So, but it is that level from the ground level to the height of the road that you will be, the driving service will be 8 feet. And the earthworks to give you that the earthworks to bring you to the stabilization course and then to the final course, that is where most of the cost element resided. Because the project, when it was thought of, it was I think they had it a 1,000-year flood level event. And it carried up the cost. And we took it to a realistic position of 100-year flood level event in terms of the height of where the final driving level would be. And it cut the cost, I remember, somewhere around
39 million US dollars from the earthworks costs. And then we started to work and work until we found ourselves in a way where we could have contracted Ashoka Milcom. Now, at that point, Ashoka came in the country in the first time they're in Guyana.
And they don't know the terrain, they don't know the people, they don't know what to do.
And they started to work with our government. And I must say to the team from Ashoka who's here, the gentleman, Mr. Ashish Kataria, that his team here display humility, regardless of when they were being, harassed by the truck drivers from day to day. They showed humility, but they also worked hard. They had a first site where they operated, they had to move from that site and go to one right down the road here to the left. That delayed a couple of months of the project. But this project was without challenges. But you know what? The government worked
hand in hand with the contractor to resolve those issues. Resolve them. When the country was suffering from high prices of stone, we had to intervene to make sure that the crusher run that they got, it came in at a competitive rate and came in at in a timely manner too. Whenever any other issues arise with the bypass road that they used to build, government came in. Whatever the issue were, we worked with the contractor, and the contractor, as you can see from some of the videos sitting there, the construction technology used on this road is one of the best in the world. And I believe from some of the comments that I heard from the persons that have been using the road over the past 2 weeks and so on from here today, that is a new standard of road construction in Guyana. I think some of you all would agree with that. The wick drains that were first placed, the machine to put the wick drains in, that was a task by itself. Because this area is a pagasse area, sugarland, cane fields. And the stabilization, the prefabricated vertical drains, was one of the main aspect of the project that would determine the smoothness of the driving service and the longevity of the road. And that process took a little while. But at the end of the day, the project came in, and today we're commissioning it. I want to say today that this project, it's about 11.63 kilometers linking Ogle through a roundabout and a bypass. You will see a number of bypasses, we call U-turn, about 4 of them on the way. There are a number of culverts, number of main bridges. 11.63 kilometers will take you straight to where the Eccles roundabout is. So you're connecting one set of a population to the other set. And you're connecting the set from East Coast and West Coast in Region 3 that want to come to the East Coast to do business. All of that is bypassing the Georgetown traffic. I checked it Friday night when I came back from the U.S. Ambassador's house. I took the road, and it took me 6.5 minutes from there to Eccles. 6.5 minutes. And that would breed relief from some of y'all who just came from town to come here, because it was nightmare on the road. The project, as I know, total $129.5 million US dollars, and I believe that this project will put Guyana on the map in terms of the level of construction that we are able to do and the level of quality that we are able to deliver. I want to say that the road it belongs to Guyanese, that we must treat it as our property. We should not be parking trucks, haulers, and all sorts of things on the side of the road, causing it to damage. We should not speed on the road and cause accidents. We should not be malicious to go dig out the reflectors in the night when nobody is watching. We know ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want you to join me in congratulating the team from Ashoka that built the road, and of course my government led by the President of delivering this significant project to the people of Guyana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister Indar, for those kind words and emphasizing what you said in the context of how much this road would have cost. When we originally started, we started a road with a budget of $6 million. At the end of this project, today, inclusive of the additional areas to ensure that there's smooth connectivity from the roundabout to the actual road, Minister, the $129 million that you mentioned, that's just for the civil works. And if we include our supervision, we spent in excess of $133.8 million US dollars on this road. So just to give you an idea of the investment that central government is making with regards to this investment. At this point in time, I would like to call on His Excellency, Dr. Amit Telang, the High Commissioner of India to Guyana. Her Excellency, sir, I call upon you to give a few brief remarks on this project.
His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, Honorable President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, His Excellency Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, Honorable Prime Minister of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Honorable Minister of Public Works, Bishop Yuan Edgil, Honorable Minister Inder Deodat, our chairperson for today and Permanent Secretary, Honorable Mr. Vladimir Prasad, former President, Mr. Donald Ramotar, and Madam Donald Ramotar, representative from Ashoka Bilcon, Mr. Ashish Kataria, representative from RIDES, Mr. Raj Sothwal, members of the Government of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, members of the diplomatic community, including Her Excellency Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General of CARICOM, my esteemed colleagues from the Diplomatic Corps, members of the Indian community and Indian diaspora, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Government of India, my wife, Dr. Dipali, and my personal behalf, I extend warmest greetings to all of you. At the outset, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency Dr. Mohammad Irfan Ali and his government for making us part of this auspicious event as we gather to commission a vital link connecting not only the East Coast and East Bank, but also India and Guyana. And most importantly, our people through this wonderful initiative. I am sure this road linkage will stand testimony to the long-standing friendship and cooperation between India and Guyana. Today, as I stand here on behalf of Government of India, I bring to you greetings also from 1.4 billion people of India who consider Guyana a very special friend and a trusted and valuable partner. We are connected through our people. And today, we redefine that partnership, which is becoming deeper and stronger through this very important link, which will become a symbol of the expanding economic and developmental partnership between our two countries. To mark this special occasion, we have a special message from Honorable External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. Subramaniam Jayashankar. Let me also mention that it is important to note that this project was part of the development partnership between our two countries and was also possible because of the line of credit extended by the Development Partnership Administration, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, through the Exim Bank of India. So before proceeding further, let us now listen to this special message from Honorable External Affairs.
Excellency, President Irfan Ali, esteemed members of the Government of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, High Commissioner of India to Guyana, distinguished guests, members of the Indian community and diaspora in Guyana, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar, Sitaram, good day. I'm delighted to join you as we witness yet another milestone in the expanding partnership between India and Guyana. Guyana has a very special place in our hearts. It is not just another relationship, it is a bond of blood, deeply rooted in our shared history, our common values, and our strong belief in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or the world is one family. We are extremely proud of Guyana's economic and developmental transformation. We are delighted to see the impressive growth and progress being made in creating excellent infrastructure which would contribute towards Guyana's future development as one of the fastest growing economies. This new infrastructure, the East Bank East Coast Road Linkage Project, reflects the aspirations of Guyanese people. It is also emblematic of the able leadership and vision of President Ali's government towards Guyana's progress and prosperity. I compliment for the people-centric, development-oriented and forward-looking approach, as India is also witnessing a similar rapid economic transformation. With impressive infrastructure development, we are delighted to share our own experience and expertise and work with Guyana as a fellow democracy and a trusted friend to realize our goal of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Prayas. It is a sign of a healthy and flourishing democracy. I would also like to compliment Indian companies, RITES and Ashoka Buildcon for successful completion of this project. I'm sure that it will open a new chapter in our expanding economic and developmental partnership. Friends, during my visit to Guyana last year, I witnessed and experienced the warmth of our relationship and the unbreakable bonds of friendship that connect us. This new road will not only connect the East Bank and East Coast, reducing travel time and improving connectivity, but would actually remain as a symbol of our deep friendship, signifying the indomitable spirit of our people which connects our two countries. I wish President Irfan Ali, Vice President Bharat Jagdev, and the government and the people of Guyana all the very best for the bright future. May the beautiful country of Guyana continue to grow and prosper, and may the friendship between our two countries continue to blossom. बहुत शुभकामनाएं और धन्यवाद. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, me also on my own personal behalf thank His Excellency the President and the entire government of Guyana for making it possible for us to work together towards deepening our partnership and friendship. Thank you. Namaste. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for that warm speech, and additionally, from your colleague, his Minister of External Affairs, his kind words of appreciation, not only for the completion of this project, which we had the pleasure of meeting him here right on site, as he did a physical walkthrough of the project, meeting both contractors, civil works contractor and supervisory consultant contractors, and listening to some of the issues and complexities with regards to this project, and give him his affirmation that is one where both the government of Guyana and the government of India can collaborate on projects of this nature. At this point in time, let me ask no less than the Honorable Minister of Public Works, Bishop Juan Eccles, to give his general remarks with regards to this project. Please give us a round of applause to Honorable Bishop and welcome him to the podium.
Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Honorable Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, Prime Minister, my cabinet colleagues, members of Parliament, both present and former, His Excellency, former President, Donald Ramotar and Mrs. Ramotar, His Excellency and Her Excellency, High Commissioner of India to Guyana, other members of the Diplomatic Corps, Ashoka Bilkon, and the consultants' rights in conjunction with CB of Guyana, heads of agencies, my team from the Work Services Group of the Ministry of Public Works, residents of these immediate communities, ladies and gentlemen, all gathered here this afternoon, and all of our special guests, thank you for being here. And thank you for joining us. I want to begin in a very unique way in saying something that comes from the heart. While I have been appointed and gazetted as the Minister of Public Works, of which I found great honor in being able to and being asked to serve the people of Guyana, I would like to recognize and honor His Excellency the President for the role that he has been playing in guiding Guyana's infrastructural development as our team leader. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't only want you to clap because I said kind words about the president, but I really want you to clap to let him know how much you appreciate the hard work and the hours that he's been putting in to make sure that Guyana's infrastructural development remains on track. And I need to say that even though he's not here, we were all at a meeting earlier, the Vice President, Dr. Bar Jagdeo, his energy, his drive, and his determination in ensuring that we get things done on time must be put on public record and appreciated here this afternoon as well. So thank you, Dr. Bar Jagdeo. I've noticed that yes, we have referred to this project as the Ogle Eccles Highway. The prerogative for the naming, the final naming of the highway, resides with His Excellency the President, and I await his instructions so that I could gazette the name of this highway. But for now, for all intents and purposes, we refer to it as the project document would have entailed, the Ogle Eccles Interlink. The second thing I want to put on record, and I want to be clear even if I sound controversial, when we came to government, we met a project that was $275 million by the APNU AFC government to do exactly what we did here. I'm glad for the silence because you're listening. 275 million. When we left government in 2015, this project was benefiting from a $50 million financing arrangement with the government of India. And similarly, there was a financing arrangement for the ferry from Georgetown to Region 1. His Excellency, then the President of Guyana, accompanied then by the Minister of Housing and Water, who's now the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohamed Irfanali, visited India. This project was discussed, and the $50 million financing was secured. And all the people that will benefit from this project, for 5 years, the money was available, and nothing was done. And for emphasis, I repeat that. The financing from the government of India for this project that was secured since under the Donald Ramotar's presidency was available. And for 5 years of the APNU AFC rule, nothing was done. Just like the money that was available for the ferry from Georgetown to Region 1. And this afternoon, just like we delivered the ferry, the MV Militia from Georgetown to Region 1 under the budgeted price that the APNU AFC was negotiating, we are delivering this road under the price that the APNU AFC had a project document for. And ladies and gentlemen, it speaks about two things. One, the value that a PPPC government puts into project management, ensuring value for money and efficiency in the spending of public monies. We have delivered this project on time and within budget. I know my permanent secretary told you that the project costs ended up at 129 million. That's not the project cost. The project cost assigned is 106 million, and it was for a 2-lane connector road at Higgs Bush. And because of the growth that is taking place in Guyana, President Ali and his cabinet decided that we will not have a 2-lane connector at Higgs Bush, but we will continue with 4 lanes. So the additional money was not the expansion of the project contract, it was additional works that was given to be done to complete the 4-lane section. And we need to put that on the record and ensure that that is adequately and properly reported. And while we are here this afternoon, and the President will commission this new road, I would also like to announce and let the people of Guyana know that under the leadership of His Excellency, at the same rates, we have engaged Ashoka Bilcon to continue this road to Providence, where it will connect with the new Demerara River Bridge. So there will be a seamless transfer, that when you come off the bridge, the roundabout which is being constructed right now at Heroes Highway, then you continue for another 2 kilometers to connect with this, and then you could get along. It is visionary leadership and ensuring the best for the people of Guyana. So if you go, when you take your drive through tonight, you will discover that the dewatering and the getting the machines in to that heavily flooded area, you will see a highway of a similar nature moving from Eccles going all the way to Providence at the same rates. And this was signed on after we came to government in 2020. And we're signing the continuation at the same rate that we signed on when we came to government. That shows about partnership, value for money, and efficiency. The same rate, even though there were increases in different things on the construction market, we've been able to secure this at the same rate. I thought you would celebrate that fact that we are spending less and getting more. While we are extremely appreciative, Excellency, to the government of India and the financing from the Indian Exim Bank, let me explain that the project financing saw the line of credit representing 45.76% of the total contract sum, which came from government of India, India Exim Bank. The 54.24% of the total expenditure came from the Consolidated Fund, Government of Guyana. Ladies and gentlemen, this project was to have ended in the area of the Higgs Bush sanitary landfill site. And because we are determined to ensure continuity, not only did the government of Guyana do a 4-lane road from the East Bank Carriageway to the roundabout along the Eccles Higgs Bush Road, but we continued for another 1.2 kilometers of 4-lane road, which was undertaken by Guy America Construction Company for a contract sum of $1.63 billion. So while we are celebrating the work done by the Indian contractors, we must also recognize that a local Guyanese contractor picked up from the end of the project the 1.2 kilometers and took it to Heroes Highway at a contract sum of $2.6 billion, thanks to Guy America. And like this project that we are commissioning was supervised by Rights, the section that was done by Guy America was supervised by the engineers from the Work Services Group of the Ministry of Public Works. And I would want to especially recognize our engineers who worked on this. Ladies and gentlemen, in order for us to get to this day, a lot of work had to be put in. And Mr. President, I want to start by thanking the residents of this community for their engagement, their understanding, their patience, but not just the residents, but the stakeholders, including the Eugene Carraya International Airport, Exxon, the owners and builders of the Marriott Hotel, as well as those contractors that are working at the maternal and child health specialty hospital for their cooperation and their engagement so that we could have worked together to get this project done. We have seen engagement, consultation, and agreement in a manner that speaks well for Guyana's development. So all our stakeholders, I would like to say a big thank you. I'd also like to take time to recognize Ashoka Bilcon, the contractors. I've gotten feedback even before today from very important people, ordinary people, users of the airport, truckers, women, about how satisfied they are with the quality of the work and the standard with which the work was done. And I think we would want to appreciate Ashoka Bilcon for a job well done. I'd like to ask the representative of Ashoka Bilcon to come on stage. We have a certificate of appreciation that we are presenting to you from the ministry for your cooperation and your engagement. For the avoidance of doubt, Ashoka Bilcon got this contract as a result of a tendering process which was strictly monitored by both the government of India as well as the Indian Exim Bank and the government of Guyana. It was not a source project. It was a process that led to the award of that contract. And we thank Ashoka Bilcon. The consultancy firm Rights, which are not newcomers to Guyana because they were involved in several things here before this road construction. But the level of scrutiny, excellence, leadership, monitoring, and supervision which was done, Mr. President, I believe the Rights was able to do what we benefit from in terms of knowledge transfer. Our engineers who worked along with them could only be better because of how they worked with us. And we would like to appreciate Rights as well. Could a representative of Rights please come so that we could present to you your certificate of appreciation. I would like to single out for appreciation a number of government agencies and private sector agencies that worked with us in the utility sector. The Guyana Water Inc., the Guyana Power and Light, GT&T, now One Communication, and E-Networks, because in order to facilitate this, we had to do a number of utility relocations in such a manner that service to their customers will continue while not interrupting the project scope. Thank you for your cooperation and partnership in enabling us to get here. I would also like to publicly put on record the property owners at the roundabout at what was known as the railway embankment, which is now being done into the 4-lane road. We want to thank you for your cooperation. The pieces of land that you have given up, of course, in keeping with the Constitution. And I would like to single out that the residents who gave up their lands to allow for this project was done in such a manner that even before all the paperwork was concluded, they give us permission to work and keep the project going, unlike what was taking place with the Demerara Harbor Bridge, when lawyers associated with the main opposition used people as political pawns to hinder the bridge. But you know what? Just like we are doing here this afternoon, we'll be delivering the bridge very, very, very soon. So thank you to all the property owners. I'd like to thank the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority. And while I would want to thank Minister Mustafa and Lionel Wordsworth, I'd have to also thank the President, because when we were having issues with the drainage, he summoned all of us and gave us the diagram and the suggestions, and believe it or not, we were able to get the water moving, get the drains clean, putting in the amphibious machines, redirected the water so we could get the road expansion. So Chief Engineer, Mr. President, and NDIA, thank you very much for your participation and support. To the Eugene Corai International Airport, I know you suffered a lot of inconvenience. Mr. Kit Nascimento, who played the spokesperson on their behalf, if he's listening to me, he's here. Thank you, and all the managers and various operators at Eugene Corai International Airport. Thank you for your cooperation and your requests for the surface road, which was the original road that was being used, and the continuation of that road from the roundabout, which was damaged with all the traffic. The Ministry of Public Works will give you a resurfaced road to your satisfaction very soon. To the Ministry of Finance, and I don't see my colleague, the Honorable Dr. Ashney Singh here. You know, we're all heavily engaged in different things at this time. But to him, Donna Levi, and the team at the Ministry of Finance for ensuring the paperwork and the financing and the disbursements and the payments, we've never had any trouble or stress on this project. It was done in such an excellent manner, and we want to thank the Ministry of Finance. And finally, he's not here, but High Commissioner, if you could pass on our deep appreciation to your predecessor. He sent me a message this morning. The former High Commissioner of India to Guyana, because I think it was on India's Independence Day, a national holiday, when His Excellency the President summoned him to State House for us to finalize plans for the ferry, the solar lights, and this highway, and he worked on India's National Day. And by the time the office was open after the holiday, responses were coming in, and we kept these projects moving. So please convey our deep appreciation to him on behalf of all of us here. And I would like to say, Mr. President, the engineers and the team at the Ministry of Public Works, with the pull factor that exists within the private sector with oil and gas, the men and women who remain in our designs department, our engineers, the people from the lab, Mr. Ron Rahaman, the head of the Work Services Group, and more specifically, Mr. Nigel Erskine, who was the project engineer from the ministry on this. We would like to communicate our deep appreciation to our team at the Ministry of Public Works for a job well done. I leave this stage by asking you to think about two things. One, think about what would have happened where traffic was concerned if the PPPC did not come to office in 2020. And the leadership of the president in getting Heroes Highway, the Crane Highway, this highway going, expanding Conversation Tree, getting Sheriff Mandela completed, getting Hunter Street completed, and now getting all the other main accesses completed. Think about what Guyana would have been like if the PPPC was not in office 2020 to 2025. And then I want you to take a moment to think. Sound check. Thank you, we're back. And I want all of us gathered here, thousands of us, to think what Guyana will be like 2025, 2030, with President Irfan Ali as our team leader and as our president, as we continue to deliver a modern Guyana for the benefit of all the people of Guyana. And while you are clapping for that, think also about if mischief happens, and we all have to work together to ensure the progress that we are seeing in Guyana continues, and the best is yet to come. Thank you all very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable One Eccles, for those bold remarks. And at this point in time, to stretch your legs, I will call upon the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports to do a cultural presentation, a cultural performance representing our One Guyana platform. I call upon the participants to please come to the stage. Yeah. So please play the music accordingly. Thank you.
Bire mazak wurut nogong. Morawia kopmanodo tijik ningai.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. A place of love. We are one Guyana. It's paradise, it's our world.
Yeah, some of we born on the hills, some on the low coastal plains. Plenty rice and sugar cane. Same Guyanese blood in our vein. So make we burn out the hatred, time for erasing. Can't make that destroy. 6 races I share the same space in this 83,000 square miles.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Brother is a brother, no matter which religion is you. Could a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big part of culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true. Of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool. We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. My love runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh, and when we stand as one mighty like Mount Jerima for Guyana, for Guyana. Our life would be beautiful, just like Guyana. She's blessed us with her own, just got to embrace her. They say, one and alone can't clap, so let's put our hands together. Give her a standing ovation, this great nation, a little gem of this world, yeah. A place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our
Ladies and gentlemen, please give another round of applause for that beautiful choreographed One Guyana dance that truly reflects what Guyana looks like and will become even better as we modernize and transform. Before I call upon His Excellency for the future address, I want to say something that, particularly for this project, His Excellency is one not only talks the talk, but walks the walk. I can count no less than 6 different occasions that His Excellency would check these projects from the point when we started the PVDs, and at varying times, very early in the morning, very late in the evening, 5:30, 6 at some point, we are here checking projects with the project engineers and the various teams at various milestones that the President was very involved throughout the process to ensure that we are here tonight at this particular point in time. At one occasion, I can remember the President giving direct instructions that this particular corridor had some specific plants that are unique to this area. And he made us, went back, and as they were excavating, saved several of those plants, and we still have them, that either to be replanted in different parts of the Ogle area, or also to be planted by the National Parks Commission at locations. So not only was he involved throughout the process, but he was here at various times with the engineers, myself including, and others, ministers, etc. So you can have an understanding when we say we have leadership that is on par, and one that pushes his employees to the point that we must deliver all goods and services that we've made to the people of Guyana through my ministry and various other ministries. So ladies and gentlemen, this evening, can I ask you to stand to welcome the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, for this evening's feature address.
Thank you very much, Vladimir. Please have your seats. Thank you. Our dear Prime Minister, retired Brigadier Mark Phillips, our dear former President, Don Ramatar and Mrs. Ramatar, our dear High Commissioner, our ministers, for us in the Ministry of Public Works, our 2 ministers, our ministers of cabinet, members of parliament, staff of the Ministry of Public Works, and all the other government agencies, and most importantly, you, the beneficiaries of this incredible investment. Good evening and welcome to this grand occasion. Allow me first of all to thank the ministers and this sector for a very strong delivery. Some of you may know or may not know, I may not be that easy to deal with sometimes, but it is all in keeping with what we have committed to the people. That is working relentlessly hard in their interests every single day of the year. High Commissioner, I wish for you to convey to your team in India also our sincere thanks, because as Minister Eccles would have said, we push every official to their limit in getting these things done on time. And if we did not have the support, we would not have been able to accomplish this. So it's not only those here, those in India. But I want to be also very grateful today to the young men and women of all the different ministries. But today I want a sample of those young men and women to come forward who I had the opportunity and the ministers had the opportunity to work closely with to ensure the success of this project. And if some of them are here, I ask you to come forward, please, so Guyana can see you. These are some of the young men and women engineers who work tirelessly around the clock to ensure that this project was completed. Many early morning conversation, midnight conversation. But I'm sure today you're all proud that you're part of something historic and something that would last beyond our time here in this earthly place, I'm sure, because I don't know about you guys, but 100 years is not an easy task to accomplish, especially where we are already. But I want to thank you on behalf of all of Guyana and say to you that don't celebrate too long. Tomorrow morning early, we go on the grind again. Thank you very much. You may have your seats back once again. Many times we have explained that this project is not only about a road. Development is facilitated by the investment in these critical infrastructure. But sometimes we have to understand what comes with these critical investments. What are the opportunities that these critical investments create? This road and all the other roads that we are building between the East Coast and East Bank has already opened up tens of thousands of new house lots. And it's already creating the opportunities for the third phase of housing development across the East Coast, East Bank corridor. Just understand for a moment that along this highway that would link the East Coast and East Bank, and maybe I should give you a picture of what the interconnectivity that we're building would look like. This new highway connecting the Rupert Craig Highway to Eccles, Bagotsville, also is connected to the Windsor Estate Heroes Highway to Busby Dam. And those projects are almost completed, some completed, and some will be completed long before September. And Ministry of Housing and Water is doing an extraordinary work in pushing that leg of the highway completed. So this expansion between Rupert Craig goes all the way to Busby Dam at this instance. That is work that is ongoing, that will be completed. We then have the Aubrey Barker interconnection with the city. Then we have what we know as the Conversation Tree connection that also goes all the way to be interconnected with the new development in Cummins Lodge that will be interconnected also with Eccles, interconnected by what we call the Middle Highway to Diamond, and then connected to Busby Dam. Now, we also will have very soon the interconnection of the Houston Highway. That is what we call the Houston interconnection that is under design now. That will be another 4-lane road that will connect this highway, Heroes Highway, Houston, and then goes out back again to the old East Bank Highway. To link that, of course, this highway will go to the extension that Minister Eccles spoke of, the extension into the new Demerara River Bridge that is on the verge of being completed. So that bridge now is being connected. As I speak to you now, work is ongoing there. And I can tell you that up to about 2:30 a.m., 3 days ago, they were working because I did check myself. And that road is going to be connected. That new bridge is going to be connected to the new highway. That work is already nearing completion. And then this road will have a new interconnection that is being built now to the Heroes Highway. And then the third connection there will be a flyover over the new Heroes Highway. So it will be seamless. There will be no stoppage of traffic on the Heroes Highway or on the traffic coming all the way to the East Coast. So that's that interconnectivity. Of course, I'm not going to tell you about the West Demerara connectivity because that's a story by itself. We then have the connection from Busby Dam, and we'll open up Busby Dam for traffic very soon. The connection from Busby Dam to Land of Canaan, those works are already awarded and works will have started. So that sometime closer to the end of next year, we'll have the connection from Busby Dam to Land of Canaan completed with a number of interconnections along Caneville, Diamond, Grove, going all the way to Land of Canaan. And that has been done now by the Ministry of Housing and Water. We have now already completed the design of the connection from Land of Canaan to the new Soesdijk-Linden Highway. That will be alongside the new Silica City, that opening up thousands of acres of land. Now that is going to be a spectacle of just like the new Demerara River Bridge, because we are building basically from an engineering perspective. You hear about floating foundation. We'll be building actually a causeway. Now those of you who travel and you go to Tampa and these areas would know that in these swampy areas that the roads are constructed as a causeway. So we will have, because we want minimal impact also on the environment. So the design for the Land of Canaan to the Linden Soesdijk is already completed. We then have the new Linden Soesdijk Highway under construction right now, complete reconstruction and expansion. Then we have the interloop, that we call it. That is the Timeri East Bank corridor that is being completely rehabilitated and expanded now. And that interconnection and expansion is from Timeri to Good Success. So there is the interloop of everything that will come around the new highway. You then go on the new Linden Soesdijk Highway to Timeri, where the rehabilitation and expansion and interconnection is already ongoing there. And of course, we have to say sorry about all the inconvenience, but this is about the future we are creating. That comes all the way from Timeri to Good Success. And then from Diamond to Grove, that expansion is under construction right now and funded by the government of Guyana. Now, this then is interlinked into the new highway expansion from Sheriff Street and the new Sheriff Street on the railway embankment. The highway expansion that is taking place from there is interconnected there, and it goes all the way to Mahaika with 2 and 4 lanes. At some areas, we had to have 2 lanes. So that is already under construction, going all the way to Mahaika. Now, exciting for the future is what we are already designing. For a matter of fact, Bishop and Indar, we've started the clearing and surveying of the Sand Hills Road. That work has already been completed. And what are we doing there? So right now we have the engineers examining the possibility of moving the old Demerara Harbor Bridge downriver to connect Timeri to the Sand Hills Road. Why is this important? That road from Timeri to Sand Hill would take us to Falmouth. And then we have already under construction the Parika to the Goshen Road, that is the DeConte Road loop that will interconnect with this Sand Hills Road that will take us into Bartica, into the interior. So we are now connecting all of the regions. So they're examining now whether the feasibility of moving the bridge downriver there. Now the Timeri Sand Hills Road is going to open up hundreds of thousands of new acreage of land for housing, mining, sand mining, agriculture, and of course, large areas of forestry. So that is the expansion, the economic expansion that will take place. And all of these infrastructure I'm speaking to you about is the exciting, transformative future that we're talking about. Already, we have also awarded and works will have started on the Bonasika Bridge and the Macora Creek Bridge. Now, those of you who know those areas, those are 2 massive areas. And we are building already the bridge across Macora. I know former President Ramatar knows these areas very well, and he understands the possibility that this now brings. And the Bonasika. So many people, when they see these developments around here, they don't have understanding. When you fly over and you go to the backlands and see what is taking place there, if you're not excited, then we need to invent a new product for you. So now all of this also is interconnected with Silica City. Now I just want to tell you, between this highway here, I'm not talking about going on the East Coast. This highway from where we are here, going all the way to Busby Dam. In this short space, we have 6 new hotels. You will have 6 new hotels, all internationally branded hotels. And 3 of those hotels are already under construction, nearing completion. We have 6 new hotels. You will have 5 new hospitals, public and private hospitals, just along this stretch I'm telling you, I'm talking about here. Tens of thousands of new homes, 3 massive industrial hubs, and 2 massive manufacturing hubs. The private investment alone, so let me come back to that in a second. Along this road also is the massive new transmission line that is going to interconnect East Coast, East Bank, Berbice, West Region 3. So it's the power interconnectivity, and all of these new infrastructure is built on smart technology, so that the latest technology is what we're utilizing. This road also will benefit from the electronic ticketing system and the e-traffic management system that we are bringing in place. So we are going to interconnect the cameras in high volume traffic area to give us what we call e-traffic management. E-traffic management will be linked to the screens that you see along the road that will be able to tell drivers how you need to divert based on what is happening ahead of you, based on what is happening behind you, so that a smart traffic management system will be real-time on the road, real-time on app on your phone. You can go on your phone and be connected in real time. We are building a first-class country for the citizens of this country. Now, only today, I had the opportunity to sit with the private sector, some members of the private sector, and review a number of plans between this little corridor I'm talking about. And in new investment, this is private investment on private property that is interconnected with this highway. There is an private investment of over $500 million US. That is not the hotels and hospitals that I'm talking about. These are now new investment that the private sector is discussing now that will come on stream. $500 million. That is what this investment means. That is what the investment in this infrastructure and creating this infrastructure mean for Guyana. So I want you to understand the wider context, and I'm not talking yet about the road that is connecting us to the new industrial hub at Enmore, because where I am on, those of you who know, who are old products of the sugar estate will know there is always a high dam. The high dam is what we look for in these expansion, because from the olden days, the high dam is where they use the bull to pull the cane, then the tractors. So this high dam will take us all the way to the East Coast. So there will be a secondary interconnector that will now connect this highway on a third highway going down to the East Coast into Enmore. Now, one of the important features of this highway is that in building this highway, we were able to develop a secondary hard surface road. You will see it when you drive along the highway. We are now examining, because based on initial engineering feedback, I'm advised that that road, that foundation, is capable of taking off a train system. So when we talk about a train or tram system, the infrastructure is already being built, and the design and urban planning that is taking place has already set aside the possibility of having this from the high density populated area like Cane Grove coming all the way to Enmore, because that is where most of the population move. And that is what is on the table now for discussion. So this is a type of future. You know, when people talk, I see people talking now about more salaries, more support for sugar, more support for pensioners, more support for public servants, more support for our men and women in uniform. That is the norm for us. That is a given for a PPP civic government. You can expect more and more from us for all of these categories, for our children and women. We don't, that is not transformative. That is a given in our development, because we're people-centered development. So when they come and tell you, oh, we'll increase this by 20%, what are they saying? Nothing new. You know you'll get that and more with the People's Progressive Party Civic. But this is a transformation. This is the ideas that we're talking about. So the progress continues. National development is on the upswing. The investment in national development and people are being sustained and accelerated. And it's a pleasure this evening for us to celebrate this day here in Guyana. This road that is being commissioned this afternoon speaks to a much wider vision, as I would have just outlined. It is the corridor of opportunity. That's how I would describe it. The new corridor. We are building new corridors of opportunity for Guyana. But it's also a bold declaration, a declaration that Guyana is on the move, not by chance, not by choice, not by accident, but by deliberate action. The road is about our ambition, not cast in stone and asphalt. It is about progress, poured and paved. It is about our vision, translated into reality. Many have been eagerly looking forward to the opening of this road. Some drivers sought to use it even before it was completed in order to avoid the traffic congestion during peak hours. And that too is a problem that we are working to solve. We have to, through technology and these new infrastructures, solve this. Let me be clear. This road is not fundamentally about traffic management, although it will most certainly relieve congestion on the East Bank and East Coast, especially during peak hours. It will cut down commuting time. It will ease frustration and reduce fuel costs. But if that is all we see, then we are only scratching the surface. This road is part of something much bigger, much grander, much more consequential. It is part of the wider transformation of Guyana's road transport network, an undertaking that reflects the scale and speed of our country's economic growth and expansion. Over the past 5 years, Guyana's economy has grown, not in inches, but in leaps. And to keep pace with that growth, to sustain it and expand it, we must continue to invest in productive assets. One of the most important ways to do so is by building infrastructure that opens up new lands and communities, stimulate investment, and drive inclusive development. This road is about building families. It's about supporting families. It's about enhancing families. It's about developing families. This road is about improving the quality of life of every Guyanese. Roads are not just about movement. They are catalysts for broad-based national development. Where roads goes, opportunities follows. And where opportunity flourishes, so too does human dignity, industry, and prosperity. This bypass road is opening up far more than an alternative route. It is opening up lands for housing, agriculture, commerce, warehousing, and industry. It is opening up the arteries of our economy so that goods can flow, people can move, and services can expand. It is not just an engineering feat, it is a socioeconomic enabler. So those who say you can't eat road, something is wrong with your brains. It is not about eating road, it is about creating opportunity. It is not about eating road, it's about investing in people. It is not about eating road, it is about creating jobs. It is not about eating road, it's about building the transformative modern Guyana that we all so badly want. This bypass road is opening up far more than we could ever imagine. By improving our road network, we're improving access to markets for our farmers, fishermen, and small businesses. We are making it easier, faster, and cheaper to move produce from farm to market, to move goods from warehouse to port, and to move people from where they live to where they work and learn, and also to access education and health services. On that note, let me also say that we want you to have a high quality of life. That is why in all of these urban areas now, we are building what we call heavy-duty parking lots. Yes, we don't have the land to give everybody 2 acres for parking. So the government is investing in parking lots on the East Bank and East Coast with the lighting and security so we can move all the trucks and all the heavy equipment that is blocking up the parapets and roads to those parking lots. We are also creating what we are calling the manufacturing and industrial hub, where we're going to take all our small operators, the spray paint people, the mechanics, all the woodworking people, to one area that is industrial in nature, so we will reduce the noise nuisance, the dust nuisance, and improve the quality of life in villages and communities and along the road. That is what we're investing in, creating not only a modern environment, but a holistic environment in which the quality of life matters. We are building roads to reduce poverty by making services more accessible, education, healthcare, utilities, and financial services. We are building them to spur urban and rural development, to decongest our cities and to expand our tongues, to lead to new cities, like the Sidica city we are going to get completed. We are building them to unlock the potential of our hinterland and to bring the coastland and interior into one integrated economic space. And yes, we are building them to attract investments, not only because investors want good roads, but because they want to go where the roads lead, to new lands, new opportunities, and new frontiers to growth. I say to you today, do not just see concrete and asphalt. See the factory that will rise because the developer now has access to land. See the farmer who will finally get his produce to the market on time. See the school child who will get home faster and safer. See the future that will unfold because we dared to lay the foundation. We dared to lay the foundation. This road and others like it must be seen not as isolated projects, but as pieces of a much larger puzzle, a national vision for development anchored in strategic infrastructure, where we are building a network that is not only functional, but transformational. Our expanding road transport infrastructure must be seen not just in terms of engineering and construction, but in terms of what it enables. It is not the end, it is the means. It is a spark that ignites economic activity, social mobility, and human advancement. All the results are already visible. In 5 years, the expansion of Guyana's road transport infrastructure has been phenomenal, transformative. It has been like never before in our country's history. Never before has so much been done in so little time. And to think that for the first 2 years, we had to contend with pandemic. This is the fastest era in Guyana's history. From East Bank to East Coast, from Linden to Lethem, from communities long forgotten to new development emerging, our reach has been wide and our impact deep. We have built more, we have connected more, we have delivered more, and we have done so while expanding local capacity without having to fetch, to create, or overload our bureaucracy. We have done all of this with the same bureaucracy when we came into government. This is a point worth underlining. The pace of infrastructure development we have achieved has not come at the cost of bloated government structures. No! We have mobilized our local engineers, our contractors, our workers, and together we have proven that Guyana has the skill and will to deliver high-quality development. We have married ambition with execution, vision with delivery, and will continue to do so. At both the national and community level, we have been laying down infrastructure that not only meets today's demands, but anticipate tomorrow's needs. We are building not just for our generation, but for those to come. This is why you will see new roads, bridges, and highways across Guyana. And I have given you an example of just this corridor, what is taking place. But if we add a new Berbice River Bridge, the Quarantine River Bridge, the Kopakari Bridge, the completion of the highway from Lethem all the way to Georgetown, the deep water port that we got to build, the gas to shore facility with all of the supporting infrastructure that includes power plant, all of this. Why? Because we are in the era of transformation. Our vision is to create a fully connected Guyana, one where citizens can drive from Skeldon to Supanam, from Georgetown to Lethem, and from Region 1 to another without impediment. When they said, when we put the new ferry into Region 1, today, the new ferry is just not enough. We need 2 more ferries. Because what it did, it ignited production. The produce now have a market to go to. And that is why we're in the final stage of getting another ferry there before the end of the year for the people in Region 1. We have just acquired another ferry for the Parika to Supanam leg. You try booking mainstay or a hotel in Essequibo now on weekends. How many trips we do to Essequibo now? 5 minimum trips per day to Essequibo. Imagine that. And we have the need now to put another boat in place. That is going to do at least 2 additional trips. That is 7 trips. It didn't happen by accident. It happened because we have created the enabling environment. And don't take that for granted. Don't take that for granted. It's about leadership. It's about sacrifice and time and commitment. It's about a vision. It's about hard work. It's about sustained labor. And when people ask me where you get the energy from or if you don't sleep, this is what excites us. This future is what keeps us up. This future is enough sleep for us. So we have to stay awake to ensure this future is delivered. We don't have the time to sleep. That is a luxury with this generation. We have to use the time before us now to make it happen today. Our vision is to create a fully connected country. We envision a country knitted together by seamless modern road network that opens up opportunity, unlocks productivity, and unites our people like never before. Because this is the most important project. When we dismantle every single voice that seeks to divide us, every single voice that seeks to separate us, every single voice that sings one line of hate, we will dismantle them completely, because the only future is a united future, one future for every single Guyanese. This is not a distant dream, it is a national commitment, and we will make it happen. And as I said, the story is more than about infrastructure. Because in a modern economy, infrastructure is not just a reflection of modernization, it is the drive of it. It is what connects the digital economy to the physical world. It is what enables the green economy to take root. It is what empowers ordinary citizens to pursue extraordinary dreams. And it is good that we are here in the night so you can enjoy the bright light of this roadway. As we open this Ogle to Eccles road link today, let it be a reminder that progress does not come to us, we go to it. We pave the way, we chart the course, we make it possible through deliberate action and enduring effort. Let us not underestimate the symbolic power of this road. For years, commuters sat through traffic, losing precious time and patience. Now with this road, you can spend 2 additional hours with your family. You can have a longer breakfast. You can spend more time doing your child or children homework with them. You have more quality community and family interaction. Now with this road, we are reclaiming those hours, restoring that calm, and returning that time to the people. Time saved is not just convenience, it is productivity gain. It is more time with what you love to do and better quality time doing what you love to do. I want to once again take this moment to extend my heartfelt thanks to all those who made this project possible. The planners and engineers who dreamed it, the contractors who built it, the workers who toiled under sun and rain, the residents who endured the dust and disruption, the ministries and agencies that coordinated and delivered, and most of all, the people of Guyana, because it is for you that this road was built. I thank our hard-working ministers, Ministers Eccles and Indar, and all the ministers of the cabinet. I give you the mandate to make this happen, and you delivered. Thank you for the phenomenal job from the technical team, all the other agencies, as outlined by Bishop Eccles. Your effort does not go unnoticed. I am proud of you today. I am proud of your work, and I thank you for your service. To the people of Guyana, this is your road, your benefit, your future. Let this be the spirit that drives us forward. Let us remain committed to building not just roads, but a nation of hope, ambition, and opportunity. As we do, let us keep our eyes on the horizon, because the road ahead is long, but it is bright. It is not without bends and bumps, but it is full of promise. And with every mile we build, we bring the future a little closer. So drive forward, Guyana. The road is open, the path is clear, and our journey has only just begun. Thank you, and may God bless our nation.
Thank you, Your Honor, Your Excellency, for that wonderful speech. Please give His Excellency another round of applause. I think you can take so much away from that with regards to where we're going in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like His Excellency, Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali and his team, along with the ministers and others, if you can approach for the ribbon cutting exercise and unveiling of the plaque with regards to opening of this road. So I'll ask you to stand and follow His Excellency and ministers and other members of the diplomatic corps for the ribbon cutting and unveiling of the plaque.
you.